Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we're discussing about my NFTs a few months later. How did it end up going and did I lose money in the end? Well, let's discuss all the details so you know everything about my journey and can learn from the mistakes that I have made so you can hopefully make more money in the future and never lose a dime because you're learning from other people's financial mistakes. Now, this one wasn't as big as all the other mistakes that I've made in the past in 2017, and that's because I used some of my own advice this year to keep most of my money away from NFTs and away from DeFi and only invest with what I could afford to lose. It still hurts to lose, of course, but you sometimes have to take risks, and NFTs and DeFi were definitely a lot riskier than just keeping my money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and BNB. Now, eventually I did cash out all of my crypto to come to America, and now it's a little bit rough, but we're getting back up there, and we should start investing in cryptocurrency using DCA pretty soon. Now, NFTs. What were we using? NiftyGateway. That's right, NiftyGateway. And we still have one more last NFT that needs to sell. And on that one, depending on what price it sells, we could be profitable, but let me show you.
There we go. There's the last NFT that we have. That's from Corolla, trying to sell it for $167. So we have to take out a 15% fee. So let's just go through the numbers. In total, I lost approximately $1,500, and that's quite a bit of money. I invested over $2,100, over $2,200, but the reason I'm adding in $1,500 is because $100 to $200 were lost in fees while sending Ethereum from my wallet to NiftyGateway, and then before that we had to convert it because it was in Bitcoin regardless, but I'm not even going to count that. So just gas fees, they were pretty high, and that's also when I was experimenting with DeFi for a little bit, and at the end of the day, I can confidently say that that was a failure. I did get to play around with DeFi, and now I understand that you need a lot more capital. For a millionaire, it doesn't matter. If they're sending $1 million, whether the transaction fee is $20 or $50, they don't care. It's still cheaper than the bank. It's still cheaper than a wire. However, for someone sending less than $1,000, and especially a few $100s, the gas fees really do add up. So that's the first mistake. The second mistake is I purchased, I'm going to show you right here. Here's all my purchases. This was a drawing that I won, so I did eventually win a drawing. Now you have to have one NFT to win any drawings, unless the artist decides not to, like Beeple did. Here was a previous one from Mariusz Sperlich. I spent $500 there. I spent $1,500 here, so just together this is $2,100. We're not going to count the faces because that's from before, but in total I spent $666 for two faces, and I sold these two for a profit after 15% fees. I think it was a profit of $41 or $42 or something like that, $44, I can't remember, but I realized that if I held them on an additional day, I could have had, get this, even after 15% fees, a profit close to $1,000 because faces were selling, both of these were selling well over $1,000. They were reaching crazy astronomical prices, and then I decided, hey, you know what, the sale was completed on 3/12, a sale was completed on 3/13. This was a day afterwards. I realized, hey, if we made a little bit of profit on these guys, but we could have made more, let's try another artist that at the time, Chad Knight, I believed he was going to be a blue chip artist because everyone was talking about it. So we spent $1,500 there, wanted a little bit of a bigger purchase. This was a mistake. I should have spent less money. On the secondary, there was a better chance of making money if you were to purchase these two. I lost both of these. There's a lot of hype with Mariusz Sperlich. I was constantly in the Discord. Everyone was talking about him. And at the end of the day, he just didn't have a lot to offer. With Chad Knight, I actually spoke with Chad Knight, so that was pretty cool. It took forever for NiftyGateway to number his pieces, so that also probably devalued everything. But the reason I lost money instead of like everybody else who a few months prior was making double, triple, quadruple is because I was simply too late. the tides have changed, and this was even before the cryptocurrency crash. NFTs experienced a silent market crash before the crypto crash because people started panicking. And if you have something that's illiquid, such as an NFT or an art piece where someone has to want it really badly, you need that hype factor. If it's not there, no one's going to want it, and people are going to be panic selling. There's always going to be a few people that need the money for some reason. Oh, I regret it. Oh, I need the money because I need to pay for surgery, or whatever the reason is. There's always going to be that one person who's underselling everybody else, and then all of the pieces start devaluing over time, and then you have more panic selling, and it just gets into this negative spiral loop. At this point in time, I realized, okay, we're not doing any more open editions, only drawings, and eventually I got onto Corolla, which this was at $99, and this would be profitable. All of these would be profitable had there not been such high fees. 15%, 5% to the artist, 10% to NiftyGateway, but that's alright, that's how businesses work. But get this, I wouldn't have lost money because this went up in price even with the 15% fees, and I could have sold this for $2,000, so I probably could have made $100, $200 profit after fees. And this did also go up in price. This went up in price, could have sold this for over $250, but I decided not to. So all three of these pieces, which this I'm hoping to sell for a little bit of a profit, but these two were definitely losses. This was the biggest loss of them all. I could have sold for profit all of them, but greed ultimately took it. See ya, goodbye. And then they were profitable for a day or two, and then the market started crashing, and that's it. And then I didn't want to lose that much money. I was hoping for profit, but hey, we keep learning the same lessons. They keep repeating, but this time around, I could have lost more money. I have to admit, at one point in time, I was thinking, all right, well, there are definitely blue chip artists such as Pac. There are definitely blue chip artists such as Ferocious. And, you know, if I did get a Beeple, we'd be profitable. But obviously, the chances of getting a Beeple at the price of $6,000, $7,000 wasn't existent. There were pieces for $6,000, $7,000. At the time, I did have that much money in crypto. And I was thinking, hey, let's buy just one NFT that's worth that much. Thank goodness I didn't, because later, Ferocious, almost every single person, even the blue chips, were affected. There was one Pac piece, the cubes, which I do regret I didn't get. When they were 500, I could have came out profitable. There were some pieces, it was hit or miss. Some pieces, actually most of them after February, March started really going downhill. March was the point where it started crashing. February still had a good amount of chances, but in March, see you goodbye. And come April, it wasn't looking too good. There was only a couple pieces that really went up in value, like 20x, and I think one of them was X Cody or whatever his name was. So I ended up selling the Mario Spiralik piece for $195, and then you subtract the 15% fees. Roko's Basilisk was originally $1,500, and I got $495.69, but then you get the fees. So let me show you. I sold this June 8th. Because I needed money. I got $165.45 after fees. Sold this for $421.04 after fees. Here are my two faces. This $353.72. Remember, the price was $333. This was $353.3. Sold for $416. $416 and a half. I could have sold these both for over $1,000 24 hours later, but same thing that happened in 2017. I coulda, woulda, shoulda, and then I got inspired, and we lost because of greed on two of these pieces. But thankfully, I didn't lose any more money. So in total, $2,000. We're not talking about gas fees or anything, but $2,000, $1,500 for Roko's Basilisk, and $500 for Crypto 2 from Mario Spiralik. Eventually, once we subtract what I received after fees, it comes out to a measly $1,413.51. Measly because the $1,413.51 is what I lost. And then out of the $2,000, yes, so what, that I got $600. I lost $13.51. Corolla, if I do sell for a profit after fees, it's only going to be $20, $30, maybe even less. I don't think I'm going to sell Corolla for a loss. The fees kind of force you to sell at higher prices, so it artificially raises the prices. If I sold Corolla for $99, I'm definitely losing. If I sold it for $110, I'm still losing because of the 15% fees. Now, there are some people, some artists that require even more. So instead of 15%, it's 20%, and those pieces usually tanked because the artist got greedy. So including Corolla, you would see that it's under $1,400. You include the gas fees, and we're over $1,500 that I lost. In addition to when I was holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of these, and the market did start to correct itself in late April, late May for the most part. Yeah, I managed to lose probably another 1,000 or 1,500, anywhere between there for that. But in the end, I could have lost more, and in the end, when I did start out with around $4,500, $5,000 in January, at the height, it did go up to $8,000, $9,000, even potentially $10,000, and I did cash out most of that. So even though we did lose $1,000 through the crypto correction and 1,500 or so to gas fees and NFTs, we were still able to come out on top. Now, it wasn't a lot, but ultimately we were profitable. If you take from January to June, 6 months later, let's just say $9,000 minus 2.5, we're still above 4.5, 5, right? It's not great. You learn many lessons, and hopefully you're able to learn more from me. Sometimes the hype takes over. If I could go back, I would invest less into NFTs. It was an experience to learn more about NFTs. I do think that plenty of new artists and new opportunities will come out over the next few years, and hopefully the same lessons that I've learned from 2017 have saved me a little bit of money this year. Hopefully the next cycle or next year, whenever NFTs really start getting even more popular, just like Bitcoin was, that most people knew about it in 2017, but now it's even more popular. You got the institutional investors. Hopefully we're able to take the same lessons and apply them for next time around to make some more money and hopefully lose less. But that's today's video. So, kind of sucks because that would be a nice down payment for a car, but it's a lesson. Life teaches you plenty of them. Have a good one.